Are here on this wondrous Wednesday. It's hump day, everyone.
Welcome, everybody.
With Christopher.
That's right.
And
You got Baby J and Christopher.
Yep. Us too. We're back. We're here.
Is
Today.
this thing on? It is.
It is on. And today, we're going to talk a lot about some of the things that we announced on stream yesterday. We've got our brand new matte varnish.
Demoing our matte varnish.
We're doing a little bit of demo today.
Ochre and paint liquor sugar.
Showing off some cool stuff.
Big Bob, welcome in, everybody.
Welcome. Congratulations on being first, Big Bobzilla.
Oh, Big Bobzilla resubbed for 94 months?
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That's incredible.
Unacceptably long.
It's not Jason. That's right, Black Wolf.
What's up, Black Wolf?
We got a Baby J in the house. Timing couldn't be better. Just got back from a run. Shins are killing me, but glad I did it. Nice Papa Chicken.
Browntown Games, how you doing today?
Good morning, everyone. Browntown, welcome. About time to brush. That's right. Get the brush on and the matte varnish.
That is right.
Yesterday we did a demo of the brush on primer. So if y'all didn't catch that, go check yesterday's VOD. Yep. And today that person looks very wounded now.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna do some matte varnish tests and painting of Kamar Jinn.
Not tests. We're doing demos.
What movie is Chris gonna quote today? No, that was a rare form. I am here on business today, chat.
Yeah?
You heard me. I'm on business. Business.
We got a couple of things. Oh my goodness, it's so far up the desk.
Yep. Here we go.
Jason truly has long arms.
Yes, he does.
All right. Not used to this setup. Boys and girls. Goyles and toils.
All right, so give us the if you need to move some of those paints there. Move those up.
This is what Jason's desk looks like, everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome. Glad you could be here. Glad you get a chance to observe.
Welcome in, Mo.
We're just a little bit.
Arctic Mini Painting Studios with the 18-month
Hey-o.
sub. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that sub. All right, there's a nice clean palette. All right, Jordan, what are we doing?
So, as you can see before you, we have two texture trainers that are painted with some of our shiny paints. So, first one we have our satin black, right? What best way to test out the matte varnish?
That's right.
Than to try it on some shiny stuff. So
that is accurate.
That is accurate. First things first, we've got our satin black here. Absolutely amazing color. This is so good. And then we have our dark crimson. So as you know, this is our gloss paint, dark crimson.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at how shiny that is.
That's
even compared to the satin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's in the. You definitely can see it. Lumberjack Tim.
This is why we call it gloss, everyone.
T. Schmid. Paint liquor, welcome in, everybody. Yeah,
I promise you, the paint. Gosh darn it! Squoosh, squoosh. Okay, there we go. Look, it's fine.
That's right.
It's not wet.
That's right.
I promise you.
Dark crimson.
Dark crimson, everyone. Gloss.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna take the matte varnish. And we're gonna show you guys a couple of things. First things first, it is important when you're using our matte varnish to shake it up. Give it a good old shake.
That's right.
You want to make sure that you're getting a good mix. The better you mix it, the better the matte varnish is going to work for you.
Yep.
So make sure you guys give it a good old shake. Shake, shake, shake.
Oh my gosh, Mechanized Imposter with the 13-month sub. Look at this sub train. Thank y'all. Appreciate you.
Getting that agitator working for you.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Whatever
like
that
a
is.
Polaroid picture.
Yeah, what is a Polaroid picture? Who knows?
Lumberjack Tim, yep, we're going to be covering up some dark crimson and then also doing a demo of it mixed together too. Very exciting, everybody.
All right.
Which one are you going to start with, Jordan?
I'm going to start with the
satin black.
Satin black.
Nice. Needs a lick test. No, false. It is not wet.
I'm going to put on a glove this time because yesterday I went home and my hand was all blue and purple.
You're like, what's going on with me?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, Black Wolf. with the community sub gifts of 5.
Ooh,
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
All right. Throwing a little bit on here.
Oh, little Billy, my order shipped out this morning. Did you play the fart button inside before it was sent out? No, little Billy. I put all my heart, love, and joy for you in there.
All right. So we're going to start off. We're only going to matte varnish half of this. So we have a
before and after.
Before and after.
Nice.
Well, I'm going to start on this side here.
So for all of you who weren't here yesterday,
Yeah,
or
tell
if you
them
were,
what is now available.
Yes, matte varnish is available. Here is the link. It is available live on the site. Yesterday we demoed the black brush-on primer, the white brush-on primer, and we were starting up with some Kamar Jinn. And yeah, so that's it. Source, what? It makes it look wet. Well, that's what happens when you put wet paint on there. Nice.
So, I mean, even with the light coat there, you can see the difference, right? Super shiny on the right, much more dull on the left.
Oh, that's great. You need a catchphrase. After spraying the matte varnish, you need a catchphrase, a new catchphrase. What would that be, Paint Liquor? Give us that catchphrase. Awesome. So how long do you think it typically, like, here's a question for you, Jordan. How long would you wait until painting on it? Or does it?
Probably 10, 15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes? Cool.
Yeah, probably fine. And it gets more matte as it cures. Like, we took one of these, where's that little guy?
Oh, your, which?
So we showed off this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who was super duper shiny earlier.
Yeah.
And now he's got a nice, dull, mattified, metallic shine to him.
Right.
He's looking real good. But the longer you leave it, as it's curing, it becomes more and more and more matte. So
nice.
We're gonna take a break from this guy. We're gonna move over to
the gloss.
The gloss.
Oh.
Right.
Here we go, chat.
And we're going to give this a good old shot. Oh, hold on. Houston, we have an airbrush problem.
Uh-oh. Need to clean it out.
Oh, I think I got just a little bit of a clog on the tip
you're
of the
good.
airbrush. No problem. No problem.
Iterator saying, good as a final coat for protection, I take it? Question mark.
So, if you want more protection, you'd be better off using the
rattle can.
The rattle can. That's going to be a better. This airbrush is. I need to clean. Dang it! This was working like 10 minutes ago. Airbrush. Oh my gosh! In typical Jordan fashion, everything works before stream.
Solitaire, it's Christopher. That's who's running the Monument account today. I'm at the helm. Break before going back to work. Thought I'd see what you're all up to. Tech Elf, welcome in. We are doing a demo of our matte varnish that released yesterday. Here is a link if you guys are all interested. Papa Chicken, you could probably fix the airbrush by moving the compressor closer to Jabe. Probably. No, we did clean it yesterday, Mo. Well, I made sure of it. I made sure. The airbrush.
You cleaned it?
No, you did. Uh-oh. There you go, chat. Who's on first? In other news, we found out today the Wizard's Butt is actually a stairway to heaven. Oh.
Oh?
Oh? Now you're airbrushing like me, cussing it at. When are the new mainline colors going to be available on the site? I'm going to be expensive monument purchase that I make, so I need to plan for it. Those, I believe, so we're going to be selling them at Adepticon. And then Jason is still deciding with the crew, with production, whether they go live when Adepticon happens or if it's the week after. We're still figuring that one out. But we will let you all know ASAP on socials and in Discord and such when those go live for sure. So check out the Discord.
Well, Christopher,
what do you need? You need
do
to
you
grab
know
something?
where the... Oh, hold on. I think I might have found it. The tools were...
Oh, yeah. They're down there. Yeah, Solitaire, you're giving me ideas. That's right.
Pardon us, guys. Just,
Source. I searched for Wizard's Butt on DuckDuckGo. First result was guitar tabs on a song named Wizard's Butt. When I clicked the link, I got taken to the tabs of Stairway to Heaven. I shared some screenshots on Discord. Oh, I'm going to have to look at that. Where'd you put it? In the main one? Where'd you put it?
Just taking this out, giving it a quick scrub.
Give it a quick scrubby. I'll pardon Baby J. Chris is fired. I'm fired. 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 He said it himself. He's in charge today. I am in charge. I'm trying to see this. Oh, source. Here we go. Oh, that's funny. Oh, my goodness. Stairway to Heaven tab. That's funny.
All right.
Mo, Jason did not really leave me in charge. It's okay. The monument ship must have a captain.
Part of the crew.
I know, right?
Part of the ship.
Part of the crew, part of the ship. How's it going over there, Baby J?
We're looking good.
Nice.
Should be good here in just a second. Gonna do a quick clean of the nozzle. And then we should be back to business as usual.
Back to business. If you're all missed yesterday's VOD, go check it out. We tested out nothing yesterday. No tests. We demoed our brush on. Oh, actually, we also released our Age of Agra minis too, which I will get you all a link to that right here. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Here's that as well. Main reason for buying them at Varnish? Yep, we're going to do that test with that lumberjack. This is how stores end up with the no stairway sign. That is one way. Yes, my Python day in the studio. You only get a couple of those, chat. I was on one yesterday. Now I'm here with business. No. No, I did not. I thought Jordan had cleaned it yesterday.
Hey.
Hey, whoa, hey, everybody, who's pointing the finger? Who's on first? He did clean it.
Not in the habit.
There are two of the same ones up there. Maybe you grab the other one. No, it is not the takeaway. So I have one of these right behind my desk. No stairway sign. What's up, Grant?
Is it? Wait.
No, it's propane taster. It's Grant.
Okay.
Oh, you thought he was coming into the...
Yeah.
Oh.
I literally... You might have noticed that I looked this way. I thought he was at the door over there.
Poppin' chicken. Why is the rattle can matte varnish better for protection than the airbrush? Did the rattle can just hit the gym?
That is an excellent
tell us
question.
Tell us that while you're doing that.
Yeah, so it has to do with the... It has to do with how much urethane is in the primer.
Yeah.
To get really sciencey with it, which is probably not your preferences, but to give you a quick explanation, paint is basically just resin, and as it dries, it gets hard. The more resin you have in it, the harder it dries, and the more durable the resulting finish will be. Yeah. Paint by itself is pretty durable. That's why acrylic paint is so popular. it is, it's meant to be used pretty heavily for its durability purposes. Now, obviously, with handling and things like that, it'll wear off because friction is the bane of all things. Man, look at how nice and matte that is, by the way.
Yeah, it looks great.
By comparison, check that
You
out.
definitely can see the difference in the satin for sure. That satin black is also just an amazing color.
Correct. So, the way that the primer is formulated, it will work better for durability. If you're looking for the effect of a matte primer, your airbrush primer is going to be better for that. All right, cool. Now that we have an airbrush that works
nice
and smooth.
So now Jordan is going to do the demo on the dark crimson.
Yep.
Nice. That's one of our very glossy paints. Welcome in, Gosu. Sugar Rush, yes, it's very scientific. We're very scientific over here. Dudes, deets. Chuck, welcome in.
I mean,
we did. That's
literally just one spray.
That's great. Really douse that thing. Like it. Dudes. That's right. Chuck, it's all about the dudes.
It also applies way better with a nice clean airbrush.
Source. Now, the follow-up question, why isn't the airbrush primer made to be as durable?
Because it's meant to lay lighter and flatter. And it's designed to be less of an intense
application,
right? Airbrush paints and primers are by definition lighter. They apply less paint than rattle cans do, and so will be less durable as a result. But I mean, check that out, guys. Isn't that wild?
It's great.
Like that is a test.
Yeah, it's definitely
for you, right? Well, not a test. Dang it! I fell into it.
Hey, no dumb questions. I am Robert TV. Is it dumb to put a coat of gloss down and then hit it with the matte? I'm trying to think of the use case.
You don't really need it. It's not really necessary. The finish in red is nuts. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy, Gosu. One could say that it does the trick.
Nice. The test. It's a demo, folks. I stand behind that. I stand behind my bit.
Source, is that a follow-up to the previous question? Asking about the gloss and then the matte?
Yeah.
If your use case is durability, gloss varnish is... when you're using the right kind of varnish, like a matte varnish, gloss varnish, they're both pretty durable.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is not significant. What you're getting out of a second layer is a second layer of durability applied on top of it. You're building up multiple layers.
Our matte varnish spray to the rattle can, I matte varnish everything. I also do that on all my terrain, and it seems to definitely help with the paint.
This stuff is freaking awesome, though. I mean, if you want a really nice airbrush, because like the big thing, right, is when you have an airbrush varnish, like you're using it for the control and the fact that it's a lighter layer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Source, you are correct. That the idea is that the gloss has less friction, less likely to rub off. That is true because it's got less grip to it, but also the amount of the amount of friction that you lose with having yeah, but all Theory and Brent from Guru, yeah, exactly. It makes very little difference. The biggest benefit that you're getting by putting a second layer on is the fact that you're putting a second layer on. Correct, exactly. Source has got it right.
Yeah, I'll matte varnish all of my stuff. I've been doing that just because I also like the finish it brings to everything.
Yeah, people will do.
I do that
like
on
a
all my
gloss
terrain.
varnish before doing matte varnish in situations where they're using like oil paints for doing oil washes and things like that.
Okay, that's
you could do that for like
didn't even think about that.
Noosh washes as well. And you do that because it has less friction and it sits in it sits in the recesses. It also tints the surface of the paint less.
Gotcha.
I've talked about this a lot when doing Noosh filters.
Yeah.
It works really well for giving you just that recess shading, as opposed to tinting as much of the surface. Because if you have a matte finish, it's going to pull more pigment into those little teeth, right? It's just yeah. You'll gloss then matte when you're done with the oils, exactly. And that works just the same for our Noosh as well. Okay, great. So that was our intro demo for these. That was the airbrush application. Now, don't forget, you guys can hand apply this as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to show that here in a second. We do have a question from Flapjack. Feel like that in theory, I'd want a stronger IE rattle can varnish for gaming models that are going to get handled over and over, whereas for display stuff, correct. Prefer airbrush varnish that'll affect the paint under it less. Doesn't have to be as strong, since ideally it won't get handled as much. Exactly, right? So it's using the right tool for the right job. Source, yeah, exactly. Was just about to ask if you'd recommend gloss before Noosh too. Same exact thing. Now, it's a choice, right? The more, if you gloss first, you're going to get less tinting overall on your miniature, and you're going to get more settling into the recesses. So bear that in mind when you think about the resulting effect that you're looking for. If you want that tinted surface of the grime and the grit and the dirtiness on the surface of your models, then you may not want to gloss varnish at first, because maybe you want some of that tinting to affect it. Sounds like you need to test this and post photos in Discord. I mean, it might be something that we can do eventually. We're not really set up for that test right this second, and we have some plans that we're working on, but we can definitely put it on the list of things. Source found my experiment that matte with gloss as a zenithal was very interesting.
Interesting.
Matte with gloss is a zenithal.
Matte with gloss.
With like
did you zenithal?
With Noosh.
Yeah.
See, yeah, this is why I love having you guys get your hands on some of these cool new products like Noosh, because your brains go to places where I would never even think about, right? Because I would never have thought to do a zenithal of gloss before, like a zenithal with gloss on top of your matte varnish, and then doing Noosh on top of that, because you're going to get less impact of the filtering on the top part.
Yeah.
And more and less, or yes, less filter on the top part, more filtering on the bottom.
Papa
part.
Chicken, you're gonna have to
really cool.
You have to throw that in the Discord if you've got a picture of it. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
In effect. Testing
things the way you never thought that could be tested. Yep, exactly.
Hey, well, I know what a half a bottle will do of Noosh it'll do.
Doghouse Hobby Studio.
Yeah, come pick it up. ASAP.
Come pick it up. We've got it. It's here. Fancy new bottle of the matte varnish. We're going to throw some of this on by hand now. Now, one of the things that you want to do when you apply this by hand is you want to apply it in thin layers. You don't want to build this up a ton and let it pool a lot, because it doesn't dry as nicely. But nice thin layers, like what we're doing on the bottom of this axe here. We're going to let that dry, and we'll see how matte that gets. Whoop. Water bucket. And then the last test that we're going to do, some of you guys were asking yesterday, how would it work if you were to mix the matte medium, or matte medium is also a medium, but the matte varnish into a shiny paint.
Like a petroleum brown.
Like a petroleum brown or you wouldn't really need to do it as satin black because you would just use coal black. But like a
petroleum brown and crimson brown.
Dark jade.
Yeah.
Dark sea ben, bone.
Another satin color.
Any of these satin colors that we have that you want to have be more matte, you can absolutely mix in the matte varnish to it and you'll get a much more matte effect. You can see some that we did earlier. Let me see if I can get the shine in the right spot. You see that really sharp delineation on the left and the right? Mm-hmm. This side is dark sea ben with nothing added to it. This side is one coat of dark sea ben with a 50-50 mix of matte.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then this is two parts matte varnish to 1 part.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see how much more matte that is. So you can adjust how matte you want that paint. Yeah, like look at that, right?
Yeah.
See that shine right there?
And then it starts to go away.
Gone. It's just gone.
Yeah. Plus, with the camera angles and our lights in here, it's also, you're able to see how our light system here is working on the ceiling, which is cool. You can kind of see the direction of light. Outside would be a great example of that too.
Oh yeah, you would see it. This in like if you took this outside and looked at it, it would be crazy. What's going on, Ishmael? I'm doing a metallic color scheme, green in my case. Is there any color you'd recommend to get nice shadows when I do my metallic green? Oh man, all right. Have I got the most disgustingly awesome trick for you to get an out of this world metallic green?
Oh.
Chris, do you remember when I did this?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
So
no.
I did this test on stream a long time ago. And not test, demo. But, all right. This is really, really cool. I might even do a quick demo of this.
Sure.
Because
we'll get back to the varnish.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Right?
Let them cook.
I mean, I just showed off all the matte varnish things. We don't have to mix it up and show you because we just did this. Unless you want,
do a petroleum brown and do a petroleum brown and a matte varnish.
And then we'll petroleum brown.
It should be off to the right. I saw it up there.
Oh, it's on the far right. All right, I'm getting that out. We'll do that in a second. But because the question is right here in front of me, I want to answer this really quick.
Do the workup
and do this quick demo. It's not even a workup. It's a 2-step process. All right.
Adult Jay has arrived.
And what you can do is underneath this, because you asked specifically about a shadow color, right? But the way that this workup works is you're going to start with gold. You're not going to use silver, right? So if you want that nice, rich, like emerald green color, use gold instead of silver with the green transparent on top of it. And it's freaking amazing. So I'm going to show you on this axe really quick. Or I'll just show you on the shoulder pad. So we're going to take some of this. Painting this on top of the white brush-on primer that we did the test yesterday on. Test. Dang it, Christopher, you're killing me.
What?
I called it a test.
It's a demo.
It was a demo. Christopher is making me make all these mistakes. It's his fault. I blame him. Funny. So what you can do, I'll actually just show you the shadow here while I'm doing this demo. Take dark bronze. Is it open? Yes. Mix in a little bit with the rich gold. Thank you so much. It's so hot in here.
It's a little toast.
It's the first time going on.
It's really toasty.
We're a little toasty over here. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Jen just came in and it said that she turned on the AC for us. And
ridiculous that it's February and we have the AC on.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. It's too hot.
Yeah,
That's
Lumberjack
so
Tim.
good.
I've been saying demo this stream.
I know.
I let one test slip.
I'm the one who's falling apart, and it's all his fault.
It's all right.
It's all his fault. All right, so you can see I'm doing a little bit of wet blending here just to make things go quick, because I'm lazy and I like to make these things go real fast. But establishing the shadow before you do your layers over the top is going to make it look even better. And you get a really nice solid coat. Let me use an airbrush to try and get this to dry quicker.
Oh, while you're drying, here's a question from I'm Robert TV. I might have missed this, but is there some equivalent number of airbrush coats that equals a single coat of rattle can for the matte varnish?
From a durability perspective?
Maybe
or
that.
From
or just,
a, like...
What about just an effect perspective? I bet you that's what. I'm Robert TV is asking. Clarify if you're still there, Robert.
Honestly, not a ton. Like,
what would you say?
I don't know.
Couple?
A few.
Not. I mean, they're pretty close.
They're pretty close.
Yeah. The scientific answer for that is a skosh more.
A skosh more.
A skoosh more. There you go. Both durability and effect. My use case is primarily durability. Okay.
Well, if you want durability, you're not going to get the durability of the primer without building up way too much volume.
So I guess that's the question is like,
right.
Okay, so if that's the case and I only had airbrush matte varnish, what would that be?
I would, I mean, here's the thing, right? A layer of matte varnish with an airbrush is going to give you like plenty of durability, right? It's not going to be as good as like an airbrush varnish or a rattle can rather.
Yeah.
But like, don't freaking like rub your hands all over your models. You'll be okay.
But Jordan, I do that.
But why?
Well, it's because I want to play with my models.
Don't do this on your models. It'll be fine.
Jordan.
Look, in all seriousness though, like this, like paint is pretty durable stuff, right? Like it takes a lot to get stuff to wear out.
And then going back to how Mo just asked, how well does it brush on? We just did that, Mo, on the dark crimson axe up there, correct, Jordan?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
There you go.
The matte varnish.
That's
pretty good too.
One coat, really thin coat, that knocks it back quite a bit. You probably want to do an extra coat or two on top of that. 2 will probably take it to pretty much exactly where this is.
Yeah.
You know, this is designed for airbrushes, obviously, as its main use, but it does work with hand application perfectly fine. Skosh Kadosh.
That's right. Sorry.
Oh, what's up, Game Ed Elay?
Sorry, I was doing some honeydews. No, absolutely.
Jordan about to get reported to HR for touching his mouth.
Oh my goodness. Chat, we're serious. You know, it's serious J today. We have serious J going on.
You guys are so funny. You guys are wild.
Okay, get back to this demo.
Hey,
Mr.
Hey,
Mr. Adult J.
Don't you adult Jacob on me, okay? Let me tell you about the adult
I'm running a tight ship today, chat.
There is no ship, and it's not what you said.
There's no ship.
There's no ship.
Keep in mind, drying acrylic paints.
All right, we're taking transparent green.
Thank you, Law Dog. All right. And what color was that?
Transparent green.
No, I'm sorry. It's going over what?
Well, you're not listening to me, Christopher.
I was also making sure I was reading chat, getting to these questions.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
okay.
It's a good reminder.
I'll get you the answer here right quick.
Okay.
The mixture that we were using before was a combination of rich gold and dark bronze. How does that do?
I like it.
Answer your question.
See, was that so hard? Adult J, serious J.
It was incredibly difficult, just for clarity's sake. All right, we're going to take our trusty glaze and wash medium.
Game delay. Jordan, I've missed seeing you paint. I love the tight view on the painting, and I've learned a lot from Jason these last weeks, but I'm also glad to watch you paint again.
Thanks, bud.
We love
It's
having
great
Jordan
to be
on.
back. They let me out of the basement.
They let you out of the basement. No, baby Jay, now adult Jay, he's crushing it, folks. He's crushing it. 50 Shades of Jay. There it is.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Where's the there it is.
All right. Over this gold,
I love gold.
we're going to paint on the transparent green.
Oh. Well. Ghost Hunter, yes, we've got Jordan. We have Jordan for the next we've got Jordan till Friday.
Yep.
He's going to be painting up Kamar Jinn. He's doing a little example right now. You're all just tuning in. Welcome as the positive side of that. And the negative side is, how dare you show up late?
How dare you show up late?
We are doing a demo right now.
There you go.
We demoed the matte varnish through the airbrush beginning of stream, so check that out. Demoed the brush on primers yesterday, so check that out as well. All of those are live.
So there you go, Ishmael. How to do really quick, super nice metallic green with nice shadows using.
It's very Wizard of Oz, like Emerald City.
I love this. This emerald is super nice. It's like that.
I like it.
Really nice, rich color.
Nice.
Oh my God! This
Very
guy.
nice. There you go. What about Dark Angels green?
Well, dark angels are not typically.
You did your Dark Angels that right here, isn't it? That flame one.
That's salamanders, which is a different color.
Right.
Dark angels much darker.
Okay.
We have a really good. This is literally the color I was trying to get for my Solar Auxilia. You know what's funny, Ishmael, is when I first discovered this recipe, it was right when Solar Auxilia came out, and I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
that would be perfect for like doing a cool pop of like
Emerald
green emerald metallic for their helmets and stuff. All right. So if you nooshed that gold with that color, are you asking what color I would use to create a like weathered patina on top of it? Or just weathered, like how would I weather this gold? I would just do like brown black, the same as usual.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't think gold oxidizes in the same way that bronze and copper do.
No, it has definitely.
It doesn't really
properties.
rust or oxidize in the same way that those colors do. So it typically just gets like dirty and worn and loses a lot of its luster over time. So yeah, but this is what I would do. I'm glad you're digging this color.
Very nice.
All right. We've done most of the demos. We got one last one to do.
Petroleum brown
Petroleum
and
brown.
the matte varnish. Is that one open? That might be a new
How
bottle.
did you know?
Because
This
I
man.
think we just replaced that one with the new. Yeah.
Ooh, fresh,
That's right, chat.
clean, brand new, petroleum brown.
Right
everyone.
out of the oven.
Fresh out of the oven.
I'm going to create some links for y'all that you can see all the new stuff that has gone on sale.
We're going to take the matte varnish.
Let's see. Yeah, I know that. Nice peel off. That's right. So good. Route the Great? No.
Oh,
The paints. Does it go into the oven like cookies do? Is that a sign we can eat it? No, you cannot. That is not an invitation. Sifter Bear, hello, and goodbye. And we will make good choices. Thank you. Just to say hi and make good choices. We're making good choices today.
All right. Where did I put that thing? All right.
Where'd you put that thing? Nice.
So this petroleum is a very translucent color.
Uh-huh.
You'll notice this as I apply it over the white.
Yes, very translucent. Now, what's the mixture here? Like, is it like 50-50
Yeah,
or?
this is like one part. Yes, it's pretty close to 50-50.
Yes, I'm talking golf. I have not done golf. Here, let's show all you. Here we go. Speaking of links, our models went on sale yesterday. Our brush on primers. Let's see, brush. I gotta make a command for all of these things, chat. Gotta make a command, everybody.
Making a command.
Here we go.
Who's Matt? This is over the brush on primers. This is our brush on white.
Yes, here you go. Who's Matt? How did I miss it?
All right,
That
so
happened yesterday.
We're gonna let
it dry.
sit and dry. Okay. While we do that, we're gonna start painting an Age of Anger model, boys and girls.
Why would you brush on primer? Great question.
That is a great question. So, Malibor, there's a lot of situations where priming is not a great option. You don't have a lot of opportunity for it. That's very common if you are in a place where you can't rattle can prime. So, for example, like winter is a great time frame to be an example for this. You don't want to spray your rattle can when it's really cold outside. Same thing when it's really, really hot outside. You want to really avoid spraying in extreme temperatures. So there's a lot of situations, especially now for a lot of the, northern parts of the country.
Yeah.
Where you just can't use a spray varnish or like a spray primer with a rattle can. Now, on the other side of that, you could use an airbrush, but not everybody has an airbrush, right? So there's a lot of situations for people out there who are either not comfortable using an airbrush or can't afford one, don't want to spend the money on one, where if they can't rattle can prime, they just can't prime models.
Yeah.
Right? So we developed a brush on primer that brushes on just like it would on top of a paint. It applies super, super nice and fluid. It doesn't beat up on your model. I mean, you can see here, we did a quick test on this guy, right?
Yeah.
With our brush on primer, where you can see no sort of beating up at all. It just paints right on. Versus our airbrush primer, where you're seeing a lot of beating up, and see how it kind of pulls away here. You can see that, right? This is what you get in one pass.
Yeah.
It's also got better coverage, right? You see that? It's a little bit more less opaque. This is super opaque in one pass.
Yeah. Little Billy?
And then is there an advantage over spraying it on other than the functionality of being able to use it without having an airbrush? Or like it doesn't work better than a like airbrush or rattle can primer. It just works differently. It's also really good for doing spot priming. So if there's a part of your model that maybe you got chipped off or broke or something like that, and you want to reprime an area of the model, you don't have to like mask the whole model off and then spray it. You can just apply a thin coat of the brush on primer and it works wonders.
Yeah, it definitely gives you just another option. That's so that you can always prime regardless. And that's the use case, just another use case.
Yeah, see right there. Lil Billy put together a model yesterday at 11:30 p.m. and wanted to paint it, but it was windy outside. It scrolled up. I can't read it anymore.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. There it is.
But it was windy and cold, and my neighbors would be annoyed. So, I mean, that's a perfect example.
Yeah, and obviously, like some people are saying, you can obviously you can make sure all your stuff is room temperature. That's what Lumberjack Tim was saying. But, at the end of the day, you can have multiple ways to prime. That's its main function. Right?
Haven Right, absolutely. The new brush on primer is way better than the original primer used with a brush. That's what I was showing here a second ago, right? So this application, I did it on this because it's really smooth, right? This is closer to what the surface of your models will feel like with the plastic. This is brush on primer. It goes on one coat, doesn't beat up. You can even see the brush strokes down here.
Yeah.
Right? But here, this is our airbrush primer. Notice that it's way less opaque and it starts beating up. Right? This is where it pulls. You can even see it in the center, right, where these little holes are, where the paint pulled away from that area. So this is exactly what you're going to expect. You're going to get way better coverage. It's nice and durable. It's nice and matte. Great for getting your paint to stick.
Who's Matt?
You're Matt.
You don't need to be in your neighbor's house to pay. Cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a herring. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know that's a bait to get me to quote that. I told you all, you only get a few of those, chat. Rare form.
Rare form.
Rare form.
Christopher was in rare form yesterday.
I was on one, chat.
All right.
We're painting up this Kamar Jinn.
Painting up Kamar Jinn.
That's right.
Now.
Okay. So what are we doing today? Give us a recap of what you did yesterday.
So yesterday, I started with Royal Purple.
Yep.
As a base coat. In true Jason fashion. Likes his purple base coats. And then we mixed in some purple. And then we applied that. And then we went on top of that with a turquoise, kind of slight glaze. We used a little bit of glaze and wash medium to thin it down and make it a little bit less opaque. So that way we would still see a lot of that purple coming through, right? Still want a lot of that.
Yep.
And so what we're doing now is we're bringing up the brightness on these billowing bits of smoke so that we get a little bit higher contrast in those areas. So that's what I'm going to continue working on today.
And for all of you who didn't know, our Age of Ongar minions went on sale yesterday.
Yep.
Jade, yes, 2 days of Baby Jane in a row. We're going to get 2 more after this. Give me gold member. Oh, I love Austin Powers, but I can't quote it like Monty Python. That's for dang sure.
It's also a lot less
it's
stream friendly.
It's a ridiculous amount of Monty Python. I know. I've watched it too many times. Yes, we have a Baby J streak, which out of context, that doesn't not sound
great.
Good, Mr. Blue.
Context is everything.
And here
guys.
in our beautiful ecosystem of chat makes total sense.
Outside of that ecosystem, dubious.
Dubious indeed. A dubious proposition at best.
So I'm mixing turquoise and bright pale yellow to make these little bright highlights here. Also to do these edge highlights.
This is a cool model.
It is a cool model.
It's very flowy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of got billowing gin magic smoke stuff. What are you asking for, Tim?
Oh, no, the mixture. Show us we forgot to show the petroleum brown, the full one there.
Oh, it's still drying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at the other side, too. That's
so super shiny side, slightly less shiny side. You can add more.
And that's a 50-50?
Yeah.
Or do you have to do more than that?
So the shinier the base, the more matte you have to add to it.
Oh, I see what you're
And
saying.
it's tough with the petroleum because it's so translucent.
Yeah.
When you add so much to it, it starts to basically turn it into a glaze. So
I see.
You're better off applying it thick and then matte varnishing over it because of the properties of petroleum brown.
Yeah.
Right. You can add a little bit, and it makes it more satin than gloss.
Oh yeah, you can definitely
right?
see the difference.
There's definitely a difference.
I'd be curious if you did add more.
But yeah, you could definitely add more. And you'll be fine. It'll be more and more matte.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, so remind me, what are you highlighting here with again?
So this is turquoise
I need to record this
and
bit,
bright
chat.
pale yellow.
Bright pale yellow. I like it. Yes, a very flowy model. This also comes with the new card too, chat. All of the new Age of Angra models come with the playable card on top of it too.
Bear with me for just a second.
What I need to do is I need to add a bit. I need to add a command for that stuff. And that makes it way
Chris,
easier.
Do that. Commands for stuff and things.
Oh my gosh, it's already 3:00.
Is it really? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you know what? If you're all just now tuning in, welcome. How dare you?
I love it. We started stream today.
It's funny because Jason gives me a hard time, or gives the chat a hard time via me, through him, gives me a hard time via chat, through me, that, hey, you have to give. You see what I have to do with chat? See, that's the problem, is that, Jason, if you're out there watching,
Jason's totally
I'm on
out
chat
there
side. I'm on everybody's side. Or it's like Treebeard. I'm on nobody's side because nobody's on my side.
Oh, well.
It's very passive aggressive.
What if I were on your side, Treebeard? It sounds like.
Do we want the baby J on our side? I don't know about that.
I'm great to have on your side.
Oh man. Oh, you punch the one angle. Yeah, I could do that. There you go. I can zoom in. Hey, game delay, I can zoom in for you. Mr. Blue has a great question. I see you guys using a lot of the signature colors for basic things, undercoats, shadows. Why aren't those colors in the standard sets / expansions?
Well, when those colors are not any better or worse than any other colors for doing specific things, right? They're not any better than any of our base colors. They tend to be a little bit more niche. Now, Jason and I have our own preferences when it comes to colors that we use for things. We're just like anybody else. There are colors that we like, that we kind of lean into when we do specific things, but that doesn't mean that they are the only colors that you can use for that, right? Our base colors are basically the ones that Jason devised. And these signature colors are colors that we made in partnership with these creators, right? Mm-hmm. They are the ones that helped us create these awesome colors. There's not necessarily a reason why they would have to be in our baseline or not. That's all part of the Monument Hobbies product line.
Yeah.
Whether they're a signature color or not doesn't really matter too much. We treat it just like we do any of our other colors. The only difference is that we give a little percentage of the cost of that bottle to the creator that we made it with, right? That's part of what that program is all about, is supporting the artists that we love their work and we want to support them. They love our products and want to share their excitement through, having a partnered product with us. That's what it's all about.
You zoomed in for game delay, but you wouldn't zoom out for me. What team are you on? Choose, Papa Chicken. I don't choose anybody's team. I'm on no one's team. Monument has to have a villain.
I only vote that Whatever Game Delay wants, we do the opposite.
Whoa, man. Just the slings and arrows coming from Baby J.
Hey, look.
Team Chaos, turn off the camera. They can imagine it. Yeah.
Turn off the camera. They can imagine it. Man. Talk about somebody who's not in your guys' court.
Snap. Yeah, all of those signature sets. Very good. I like the Jason, one of Jason's favorite colors is still that he loves the royal purple too. All of our colors. It's you ask anybody here, right? Especially Jason. Jason gets asked all the time. Hey, what's your favorite color?
Yep.
It's impossible. It's impossible to ask because it's impossible to imagine the use case scenario for your favorite color because there's so many different use cases.
Well, it's funny because like a color that I use on a very regular basis is dark plum.
Oh, that's a good one. Alex WP. What's the signature set you're most fond of personally? What do you think? See, that again, that's tough because they all are awesome. I also just use, it's funny.
I could pick you out an awesome color that is one of my favorites for each of them.
Yeah, do that. Because I can do the same thing. Obviously, I don't
think that there's one that is any better than any of the others.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that there are some that are better for specific uses, right?
Yeah.
If there's something specific that you're looking for, that can help decide which signature set might be the best pick for you as a first investment. But truly, all of those colors are incredible, and I use colors from all of those sets all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, dark plum from John's set, amazing. Payne's gray from Vince's set, amazing.
You
look at Matt's set.
Yeah.
I really like the brown gray.
I also like
Matt's set.
Bone.
Bone's really good out of that set too.
Love that bone color.
The green oxide out of Ben's set, fantastic.
Yep.
And then let's see here. We've got caramel brown is probably one of my go-tos out of Flame On set.
Drab brown.
I'm gonna be honest. Those colors, like,
they're all good.
They're all good.
I do like drab brown a lot. I just did that on one of my Gargants. Like they have a bunch of random leather. I did drab brown, warm brown. So those are, two signature sets, and then dark camo green.
Magnesium out of
the
magnesium out of the Adepticon set is pretty spectacular.
Oh, see, that's the problem. We asked for one.
Bright dark. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get people to be really excited here. Dark hot pink out of Louise's set. Right, amazing color.
Alex P. WP Rogue Hobby set just came in today. Looking forward to cracking it open and trying them out. Nice.
There you go. Check out that dark hot pink.
Okay, here's a good one from Terrence. Would you recommend your Procol 24 paint set for start or hand picking 24 colors? If so, what colors would you suggest?
Oh my goodness, no, that's so hard.
That's a tough question.
I mean, the base set truly is designed to be the starting point, right? It gives you all of the colors that you really need to get started. Now, are there some colors in there that some people may not prefer over other colors? Sure, but that's entirely up to you, right? If you prefer, let's say you like half of those colors, but you're like, man, I really like some of these other colors instead, do a custom set online, right? That's totally fine. That's one of the best things about the fact that we do the custom sets on our website is that we give you the opportunity to really choose and pick and choose the colors that you want.
Mr. Blue, another question. I struggle with blending, but I hate painting over something that's already done. Is there anything cheap you recommend practicing on, like a bag of marbles or something? Obviously, we have
texture trainers.
We have the texture trainers. That's
best bet.
Definitely one of the cheaper models to test on, right? Like,
they're $25. They're meant to be painted over.
That's what they're for. I keep one on hand, obviously because we make them. That's also another thing, right? But
I'm also the repainting king, so
I know. So this is a hard question for Baby J because he's like, well, just reprime that model, Mr.
Yeah.
Blue. But obviously, if you're not, I do that. I'll practice on those, or I always have like, I don't know. That's a hard question because obviously I don't really practice on certain things unless it's a texture trainer or like I'll do something like on a dry palette or something. But
so you guys will notice that I'm kind of going back to some of these areas in the shadow or some of these like secondary areas of highlight where the highlight's not as intense, and I'm putting in that other bit of contrast shadow to really shape those coiling, billowing bits of magic-y smoke stuff. I don't even know what to call it, to be honest.
Sugar Rush. Yeah, Louisa said is a perfect starter with a black and white. She did a great video on that. That's a good point, Sugar Rush. She did a great video on that, showing her set with a black and a white, and she did a lot of color mixing with those. It's a very versatile set when you add those two colors, which bold titanium white or cold black, you add those to it, there you go.
You almost have infinite options there. It's really, really good.
I'm Robot TV. Underrated answer. The transparents. The video using transparents to do different types of leather was eye-opening.
Heyo.
That's one of your favorite sets, right, Jordan?
It is.
You love the transparents. Jordan uses the transparents all the time.
That's why I've got them sweet recipes like the green emerald.
Well, the leather too.
Right.
Chat. Good old Jordan over here doing his thing. What are we going to do with Jordan, chat? What are we going to do with him?
Stop putting me in the basement for one. You guys.
It's not true. You're excelling. I don't care what anybody says about you.
You're excelling.
You're excelling.
Oh, Christopher.
Controversial question. Are there any paints from other brands you like over any PA line? I don't at all.
Nope.
And I'm not even getting paid to say that. I am getting paid because I'm also work here. But I had that hero's journey with my paint experience. I've said that before. I started with all of the other paints, got to know Jason, got to try his product, and it just changed the way I liked painting. Right. So the realization for me was like, all these paints were just because it was a means to end. I wasn't enjoying it because it just took so much time for me to get the paint to work the way I wanted it to. Because at first when I started painting, I didn't care. Like I just wanted the models to be done. I truly didn't care. But now I've really found that the tool makes it more enjoyable for me. So that is 100% a truthful answer. That's why I'm here, chat. That's why I'm here.
That's why I've got a job.
That's why I'm like, Jason, I'm here. I'm ready. Love your stuff. I think it's great. I want to be on the team.
To give you a little bit more of a nuanced answer on my side of the fence, I've used pretty much everything in the book. If it exists, I've pretty much tried it all. And, the things that I talk about that are really amazing about ProAcryl, to everybody else, to you guys, to everybody who I talk to at shows, those are all super real things. And they're the reasons why I love the product that we sell, right? It is the easiest job in the world because we just make the best paint. I think many of us here, all of us here, genuinely believe that we make the best paint products on the market. Now, obviously, we make this stuff and we sell the stuff, right? So you can take that with whatever grain of salt you feel like, but having used all of the paint around, it really just does the best, most consistent job, right? I think a lot of people, when it comes to paint, they find particular colors that they love and they stick with that. Our colors are super flexible. You can get a lot of fantastic colors out of them. And we have a pretty wide range, by ourselves, but it's what is so amazing about the paint and the fact that how it works, the more fluidity out of it, those are the things that really sets it apart and takes it to the point where many people buy it even though they might like a specific color from another brand. They'll just mix it using Pro Acryl, right? And for me now, I just mix all of my colors.
Yeah.
I don't use anything other than Pro Acryl because it's just the easiest thing for me to use.
Oh, for After Ever, 8 months sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
8 months is a long time. Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah,
thanks for hanging out.
We all really like it. I mean,
I don't think any of us would truly be here and doing the things that we do if they didn't believe in the fact that
I mean, it's been something that has, definitely gotten me way more into the hobby, and also knowing, the company, and that's something that I base a lot of my purchases off of as well. It's like, hey, I know the company, I know the people. I want to support this product. Obviously, it's because it's amazing to use, but also there's that like, hey, these people believe in their product. I believe in these people. I want to use this thing. I want to support them, and that's the way you can support us. Plus, it's good stuff.
Plus, it's good stuff. We don't make crappy paint.
Vector, I'd love to see some Pro Acryl speed paints. Maybe Jason could do some kind of magic. IDK, make certain pigments gather in the recesses while they're on the surface. Who knows?
I mean, if you haven't checked out our transparent video.
Yeah, check out the transparent video. But I think I see what you're saying.
I see the appeal.
That's the thing. We mix with the glaze and wash medium. That's something I've been trying a lot out too. Vector is like, okay. I just came up with a mix the other day of the glaze and wash medium and the transparent brown and black wash. That felt like an amazing, in quotes, speed paint for doing over my my stone, right?
Oh, all right. I think we're looking pretty solid here.
This is looking great. Okay, here's a great question from Papa Chicken.
Papa Chicken.
If you use transparent paints and thin them with glaze and wash, then water, wouldn't that make effectively a speed paint, but better because you can make custom colors?
Yep.
That's what Jordan has taught me over to essentially like, hey, I want a speed paint. What do I do? Then you can start crafting your own colors that way.
Yeah, that is literally the whole reason why I was talking about the transparent video. One sec, drop my thing.
Yeah.
The transparent video kind of talks about that, right? You can take our transparent paints, you can take our regular paints, and you can mix glaze and wash medium, add some water, and they're going to function just like contrast or speed paint equivalents, right? Because our paints are flexible. They work in a lot of different ways, and they're fluid enough, and they've got enough density of pigment to them that they work even in that sort of way. They work great from that. I painted a whole Lord Croak in like 3 days flat, on stream, using our paints that way.
Nicholas Gardner, I recently swapped to using mostly Pro Acryl, but breaking the resilience of the triads is hard. I'm using mahogany, but struggling to decide what color to highlight with. What would you highlight mahogany with? Yeah.
Pretty much anything out of the Flame On set would be great.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be honest.
I highlight everything with olive flesh, but that's like me because I freaking love that color.
Mixing a little bit of yellow ochre into your mahogany will get you a really nice highlight color. I really like that personally. Obviously warm brown, excellent color, wonderful next stage up from mahogany. Dark umber, light umber, that sort of stuff. Like you can make any brown work there.
And that's kind of the breakout from the triad is like, explore, right?
Yeah, try out a bunch of stuff. See what you like the most.
Triads, they're definitely make it that, like it's just a scale essentially, right? But that's what we preach here is testing it out.
Yeah.
Finding finding that story that you want to tell with your painting rather than, having it told out to you every time. But I understand that that hardship sometimes. Are you kidding? That's hand-carved mahogany. That's hand-carved mahogany.
Thank you, Christopher, for that quote.
Julius Caesar, you know I don't follow the NBA.
And so
no, that's it.
Chat.
End quote. Done.
And
None of that
and
business. Chat.
so it begins.
None of that. Add some blue white to the mahogany. Add khaki. Add orange. Game delay. Anything. 60% of the time, it works every time. Oh, man.
Truly a vision of
I do.
excellence and beauty we have before us in our Christmas sushi.
No. You flatter me. I am serious sushi today.
Your soul is warm like the
He's
first
buttering me up. He's gonna
like
ask me
the
for
first
$20
touch of summer
after stream.
on a cold winter day.
He's gonna ask for $20 after stream. I just know it.
Chris, I need a $20 bill. Chris, nice and
You can't even say it.
I can't even say it.
Made with real panther. Yes. Okay. Another one. No, none of that. No more quotes. I'm done.
Christopher
Dance monkey. But do I love lamp? I do love lamp. I also feel like what I highlight a paint like mahogany depends on what the thing I actually painting is. That is also a good way of putting that. Flapjack Nickelsack. Hey, can I have $20? No. The answer
Chris,
is no.
I think you should give everybody in chat 20 Christopher bucks.
I will not give everybody 20 points.
No, 20 Christopher bucks to everybody in chat.
Okay, let's not confuse the good people of chat.
Hey,
there's no such thing as a Christopher buck. They are sushi points, and those are few and far in between.
100 sushi points for everybody in chat.
What?
Right now.
No, you can't do that.
I'm holding you hostage.
I can't do it. I don't know, chat.
You're
wants me to
capable
just
of doing
give
it.
These points out.
What say you, chat?
What if I gave chat 100 Christopher points? Is that what chat wants? No, they don't. Because guess what? They're not real to them. Nobody appreciates the points.
I do. That's why I told you to give them out.
No, I do not have real money to give you. Baby J with the free points. Baby J can't give out points.
I can, in fact.
Most of us want Gabe points. Yeah.
You definitely don't want
Good luck
Gabe
with
points.
those points.
You certainly
Good luck with those points.
do not want Gabe points.
She points.
Let me tell you about some Gabe points, all right? Let me tell you about some Gabe points. That's it. That's all there is to talk about.
Technically, I'm sitting on a challenge gift certificate, but I've been saving it for those heavy bodies. They're coming. There's no such thing as sushi points because the points don't matter. Sarcastic Grandpa gets it. But are they real? Are they not real?
Oh, they're real.
They're real, but are they real? That's my question. They're real, but they're not. But I would take them to the bank, but expect them to say, hey, these aren't real things. I was, Jade, yes, paying my mortgage with them. Yes, you might get in trouble if you go to your bank and say, hey, I have like 100 sushi points. Can I put this in my account? They're going to look at you and say, hi, get out. TK421, perhaps throw out some discount codes. I do not have that power. And here's the power that I have is the sushi points. And apparently nobody wants those. So I understand.
You are just telling people that they don't want them.
Jordan, get back to painting already.
What do you think I've been doing this whole stream, Mr. Guy? Don't get mad at me for being on top of giving out sushi points on your behalf because you don't give out sushi points ever. And thus they have no value because you never give them out.
Little Billy, I sold my wedding ring to a guy on the street for sushi points. Oh my gosh. Said I was good for $6 million. Valid or nah? I don't know. Depends on what part of the country you're in. Now we're just getting down. Little Billy, if I had points to deduct from your transactions, I would.
That's a 50 sushi point minus.
Whoa. Don't listen to Baby J.
Oh,
He's
you should only
he's
listen
drunk
to Baby
with
J.
power.
I have no power.
J Williams, get back to work.
Get back to work.
Hey, speaking of work, what's your next step here?
I am about to add some shadow. One of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to mix royal purple and ultramarine together. I want to add some rich blue color to this. Maybe with this really, really nice lavendery color you can see on my
Ooh,
there.
pretty.
We're going to thin this down. We're going to use glazes of this. We're going to get a little bit of glaze and wash medium. We're going to mix it into that file. And we're going to use this as a really nice darker shadow color.
Sushi point economy in shambles. I don't know. That's just made me laugh. That's funny.
Mr. Sushi himself controlling the sushi
Point
point economy
is in shambles. Yeah, I wouldn't bank on those, chat. Hey, speaking of chat, welcome in, everybody. If you're just now tuning in, welcome.
How dare you?
Where have you been?
How dare
We
you?
are excited to see you, but wanted you here earlier. Big days yesterday and today. We demoed our brush-on primer yesterday, the black and the white. Check that out if you didn't see that VOD. It was at the beginning of stream, so go back and check that out. And then we also released our Age of Angra minis, which Jordan is painting up Kamar Jinn right now. Each come with a playable card.
I'll show you those cards real quick. You want to?
Yeah, actually, that's a great thing.
Segue into beautiful playable cards within the Age of Angra game. Also on the back, we've got some cool card art, as well as some.
That's very cool.
Some little doodads and doohickeys on everybody's backstory.
Yep.
But these are cool. You lay them flat, you put the models on top of them, you play them in the game.
That's right. And today we did a demo of our matte varnish, which is also out.
Yeah, you guys want to see that again? So, first off, we've got the effect of the matte varnish on top of our crimson, dark crimson. Look at how matte that gets all that. And then we have satin black. Yeah, varnish right on top. Looking good. Looking good, folks.
Huge day.
Would you say the hugest of days?
Huge week. We got Baby J painting up Kamar Jinn. I'm going to zoom in there a little bit for you, Baby J.
All right. So I'm also going to mix a little bit of this ultramarine with a little bit of the turquoise. And we're gonna put some little spots of color in here. Just add a little bit of that blue in some spaces.
Oh.
I find that when you pick out some spots to add just a little bit of color that's not normal in your workup, just through a little bit of glazing, it can really, really take the miniature to the next level. It doesn't take a lot. It's just a little bit of, see on that stomach right there, just a little bit of blue in there.
Yeah.
Just adds a little bit more shape. Still really thin. It's just that nice little spot of color. Let me put some down here. Right out of that shadow area that we just did. And I find when I'm working on these kinds of models, I do this sort of stuff a lot, where I just, I establish kind of that base value, and then I start pushing it with these other colors. A little bit of the blue here. These don't have to be super smooth blends either. Sorry, folks, for just using a little bit of this kind of blending technique to smooth out that paint right there. We're going to go back. We're going to take some of that darker color that we mixed up before, and we're going to put this in the shadows. Darken some of these areas here.
I really like those shadows you were adding right there.
Yeah.
I'm liking this.
This is definitely the most important part of the model, right? Like this, it consumes like 80%, 90% of the model.
Mm-hmm.
So spending the most amount of time here is really important to get it to feel really, really, really nice and smooth.
Pop Chicken has a good question
Yeah.
here. I was watching another artist stipple color in and around where the blends were before glazing, and it really seemed to speed up the process. I couldn't see any evidence of the stippling either. Why does that work?
I was watching another artist stipple color in around where the blends were before glazing, and it really seemed to speed up the process. Yeah, I mean, it's just a way of kind of breaking up and smoothing out those areas ahead of time so that your glazes don't need to be as perfectly smooth, right? You know, you look at like this area here where it's pretty harsh. If I take a little bit of the turquoise mix that I have before and I kind of stipple it, you can get some nice, like, interesting texture blends that smooth that out.
Are you done with the airbrush?
Yeah. At least for now.
Yeah.
Probably need it tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we're going to bring a little bit of the ultramarine in. And you can kind of just, you know, stipple it back and forth, and you'll end up with a nice, smooth to the eye blend, right? See how much softer that is?
Yeah.
And it really didn't take much more than just doing a little bit of, you know, stippling, poking at it with your finger to get it to smudge blend a little bit.
We'll clean that airbrush, especially for you, Mo.
I already cleaned that airbrush out.
You did. Big question for me. I've been having trouble finding a brush that maintains a tip. Is it a certain type of Kalinksi I have to get?
It's not about the type of natural hairbrush. You need a good quality natural hairbrush. You can always try out our Kalinski sables, which are beautiful brushes. I am a huge fan of using these. They retain a really, really nice tip. We go through a ton of extra steps in our QC process just to make sure that those brushes go out as high quality as possible and that they're super consistent. Right? We get the brushes. Obviously, we work through another manufacturer because we don't make those brushes here quite yet. But we do a whole secondary set of QC on our side to make sure that each of those brushes is as perfect as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That is not something that anybody else does. And it's because we want to make sure that all those brushes are in tip-top shape.
Papa Chicken, going back to the stippling question. Yes, but why is that so much faster? And why don't I see the evidence of harsher brush strokes? Trying to understand and be one with the pigment.
Let me read the original question.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Going
is it so
back
much
up
faster?
1 second. It was this one.
You know, a lot of it has to do with how your eye observes texture, like small, subtle texture of things that are very similar in value and hue makes them all blend together. Your eye has a hard time discerning the difference between those textures, like to it separately. When you have a dark versus a bright color, that's higher in contrast. That's much more easier for your eye to discern. So when you break up when you break up here, I can even do a demo. Let's do a quick demo. Let's show this at work, right? Let's take ultramarine and turquoise. So we have ultramarine here. I should have shaken that ultramarine up. I didn't shake it up very good.
Somebody, Nicholas was asking about a Doom Bowl Brown equivalent.
I would have no idea off the top of my head. I am not familiar with that color.
I am looking
at
that.
If I recall, it's like an orangey brown.
Oh, is it? Doom Bowl Brown paint? I think it's a Citadel. Oh, is it the layer? I think it's the layer. This one.
Okay, so yeah, so it's like it's a darker orangey brown, right? So if you were to take,
I think ochre.
I mean, it's kind of like burnt orange or burnt sienna.
Yeah, orange brown mixed with warm brown. Chris is saying that could be a good one.
That would be good too.
And then Okran had mentioned it. Sorry, I'm catching up on a couple of these answers, chat.
There's a lot of colors that
burnt
you could
sienna's
use.
A midtone, something like a shadow flesh highlight, maybe.
It's hard to tell on a computer too. I'd have to like hold the paint in person to get a better sense.
Is the color choices,
right?
Oh,
so here's a really quick like example. So if I were to take this ultramarine, right? And let's say I bring it up to like here. And I'm like, man, I over highlighted this. I need to make this be less intense. I'm using my airbrush really quick to dry it fast. So bear with me a second. So I can go back in with just turquoise and I can do little dots, right? So I'll do little dots over here. And I'm going to dot over that difference where that line is. And you'll notice that the more of these dots that I do, the less I can distinguish where that line started and stopped, right? And you can paint an entire model this way. But the more that you obscure that other color's line, like straight edge lines, the more that it feels like it's starting to blend together. Right? So this is kind of what they're doing, right? Is they're pre-blending by giving you a small stipple that starts to blend those colors together without literally anything else. This is just pure turquoise, which is this color right here.
They'll have a painting rating with 13.
Hey,
welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome, Raiders.
Doing a little stippling demo.
So
thank you so much for that raid, Valhalla painting. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream.
And then you can even do more. You can push it further down, right? But you make those little spots a little bit less packed together.
I'm digging this. This is a great example, Jordan. I am digging this. Because I'm like, oh, this is I might do this. I might do this on one of my Gargants. I dig it.
But see how much more blended that is? Like, I haven't done anything else. Yeah, you're painting pixels basically, right? Mm-hmm. And now you have like a relatively blended cloak. Now, if you wanted to do glazes on top of that,
Yeah, like what kind of glaze would you do on top of that?
I would just take the turquoise and I would thin it the heck down. Because what this is going to do now is you're basically going to have a layer of color where you've created right, and we're basically like here.
Super thin down.
Super thin. And then you glaze it on top.
Papa Chicken, great question to show this demo because now I'm learning something new essentially as well. So I hope everybody else is also kind of
and even that
experiencing this in this way too.
Even in that one slight little pass right there, like that already starts to make those spots dissolve.
Is it, and as naive as this may sound, I haven't really ever seen this technique being done ever. So now I'm just getting a bunch of ideas.
Because what you're basically doing, right, is the whole point of the glaze is that you're building transparent layers of color on top of an opaque like starting point. And this is like 2 glazes. And we're basically at the point where like that looks pretty darn blended. Right?
Right.
And then you can even go in the other way. No, I stippled only with turquoise, and now I'm glazing with turquoise.
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
So this is the interesting thing, right? Is you're creating this level of gradient from really opaque spots and less spots as you go out. And then you're creating this gradient of transparent layers, which is going to look the same on top of that like big, mostly turquoise area. But then it starts to like obfuscate all of those little dots as you go down. They start to disappear as you layer these slight layers of color on top of them. And they're the same color, which even makes it more smooth to transition because you're laying the color that's the exact same color as the dot on top of another color. So it becomes even more obscuring to your eye, and you start to see the individual dots less and less and less and less.
Yep. Great question from Chicago Hobby Hero. Sorry if already asked. No worries. How does the new matte varnish compare to other matte varnishes such as AK Ultra Matte, Liquitex Matte, Storm Shield, etc.?
You tell me. We went from this super, super, super high gloss shiny to this side, right?
Mm-hmm.
We went from satin
Yep.
to no longer satin, right? So it's doing a pretty darn good job.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty fun.
Awesome. I'm glad that made sense, Super John. Super Duper John.
Oh, that's how it gets done. I gave up with Stippling because I couldn't figure out the blend. Thanks. Yeah, this is a great one. The left half of the model is very satined. Yes. Satined. Yep. Welcome back to Stippletown.
You right over there, Chris?
I'm good.
You hanging in there? You're in it with me?
I'm here, folks.
But are you here?
No, I'm just thinking of like, oh, okay, now what kind of things could I do?
Chris is going to try this tonight when he paints his Gargants.
I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it. Like, okay, what could I do with my Gargants? What could I do with my Gargants for that?
It's good for leather.
Good for leather, yep. I tried a leather workup. I've been really liking just a little bit of a 50-50 water with brown wash over everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've been liking that for my leathers too. That was a Papa Chicken Super Duper John. Thank you, Papa Chicken. See, never ask too many questions. Just be sure to tag me so that my silly brain can see them as I go back and forth from recording, zooming, typing in chat, and also making sure I stop the record button. But yes, always tag us, and we will get to them ASAP. And for all of you who are just now joining, welcome. Where have you been? We have big releases the last couple days. We had some brush-on primers we released yesterday. We did a demo earlier in stream, so if you missed that VOD, go check that out. The
brush-on primer demo was yesterday.
Yep. And then earlier today, we did the demo of the matte varnish to the airbrush. A couple different examples for you.
Which is also available now.
And we also released our Age of Angra miniatures. They're live in the store right now. You can get all of these things ASAP. And here are some sassy links.
Some sassy links.
Sassy links. Okay, I'm making a sassy link. Here's another link. And then another link. Here we go. I need another link. Here it is. And boom. There it is. Oh, Mo, got a marine handy for scale. Yeah, we do.
To this model?
Yeah, give them an example. Let me punch out. These are 75 mils? Yep. Check it out. Good suggestion there, Mo. Ooh, sarcastic grandpa. Would stippling be a good choice for blending on rougher surface areas like tree bark?
Yeah, sure.
Now I'm like,
Totally.
I think sarcastic grandpa, that'd be a great idea. Now I'm like, I want to try that with a tree. A lot of stippling.
Chris, you love painting nature stuff.
I have a lot of trees that I painted a lot of Sylvaneth trees in my lifetime. Because I also had to buy them because the old army required so many. So I have a lot of trees, Chet.
I got a lot of trees.
A lot of trees.
He even bought more trees the other day.
I did because I'm making a whole new set of terrain after. I have so many projects going on, Chat. Is the matte varnish sufficient for wild Cheeto fingers that appear in the LFGS, or should I just jump straight to the rattle can? So if you're talking about protection,
your best bet is to tell people to not touch your models with their silly Cheeto
best protection
fingers.
is word of mouth and get them Cheetos away. Super Duper John. Yeah, go Sue. I've got a lot of projects. I'm loving them. Do you want any more Sylvaneth? No. You know, Sylvaneth for me, a separate, right? Sylvaneth, love painting them. Actually, they're some of my favorite models to paint because they're just painting trees. That's it, right? in my world.
Happy little trees.
Happy little trees. And I run like Oak and Brow, like Lords of the Clan, where it's all the big ones. So, so do I want any more? Not right now. My next one would probably be Alariel on the big beetle.
What a great model.
I would probably do that because it's just a cool model. Really like that model. I had tried a reprime because I have flocked those. Like I've put like real life looking plants on them alongside the paint. And then I tried priming over that. So I've got like a different kind of blend going on with those right now. They're fun. I do like painting those. But the Sylvaneth trees, I am essentially, because I have so many, I'm repurposing into making some like legit AOS terrain. So, and I have a tree beard that I have painted, and I've also painted an ent as well, both ents, but not the old quick beam ent, which is now beech bark or something. They renamed that one. So, those are fun. Chat, think not what chat can do for you, but what you can do for chat. Chat, think not what chat can do for you, but for what you can do for chat. The greatest thing you can do is troll Chris. False, Captain Mannering. False.
I think that's pretty accurate.
We'll do it right. We'll do it first. Yeah. So, love painting Sylvaneth because I just like painting trees. Plus, I like good terrain. I love painting terrain. So, I like dioramas, which is a part of my projects list. I've got the Gargants going right now. I'm finishing that project. I've got that one done. After that, I have two directions. I might redo Mo says, I love painting terrain. Oh my gosh, Mo, it's like one of my favorite things to do. I love doing that.
He loves it, chat. He
Loves
it.
What else do I like? What else do I have going on? The Gloomspite army I might redo because that'll be quick because that's just all monochromatic. Is that the right word? Just like it's just monochrome, right? So it's just because they're being lit by the bad moon, but I want to use pro colors because I did that such a long time ago. So I might do that next. And then I am deciding if I want to do I'm deciding, chat, if I want to start on Smaug, which I might.
Smaug the Terrible.
I have the base nearly done for Smaug. The tyrannical, the inaccessibly wealthy. So I might do that one because that would just be a very fun project. I like painting the big models. I know he's too cool not to. Yes. So, but I also am like, I want to do that justice. But then, the things that, Jason and I talk about all the time is like, hey, just start the project, right? Just start the thing, right? So yeah, though, and then I also have a couple other. I have so many things I could paint, really. So those are my big projects that are coming up. But I also want to film the process of painting Smaug too, especially coming from, I would say I am not a new painter. But I'm slowly getting into the realm of understanding more concepts. So, and trying out new things.
Christopher's figuring it out. He's starting to understand. He's starting to see the shapes within the paintings.
Yes.
Sorry, that was really esoteric.
No, it's true. I'm starting to yeah. I'm just
the words within the wind.
I'm trying to grasp some of the new concepts and trying things.
All right. Are we ready to move on to not magical smoke stuff?
I think so. What are we going to do now?
I'm going to start base coating kind of the rest of this model. We're going to bring a lot of this stuff back down to some burgundy, which I'm going to need over here. Maybe I'll do dark plum first, because we talked about how much I like dark plum.
Just remind, he's not a stone dragon. He is not a stone dragon. Maybe that'll be the big funny. Is that I just like, you know what? What if I put some stones on this model?
And then everybody freaks out.
Which, don't tempt me, chat. I would never do that. Because I also want to paint that like Smaug, right?
What, are you going to glue some rocks onto it?
I might. That's what Panic Bomb's idea is. Panic Bomb says, just remember, he's not a stone dragon. Could be. Let's see, could be.
Or he could not be.
What are you doing now, Jordan?
I am painting the parts of the clothing
I'm going to zoom in.
black.
Oh, okay.
Now these other parts are not necessarily done. They may need a little bit of extra work here, but they're kind of to the point where we're feeling good about moving on to the next part of the miniature.
Captain Bearings, can you brush on the brush on primer with an airbrush? Ah, I like that tongue twister.
I wouldn't, because we have airbrush primer.
Definitely get the airbrush primer for that one.
The
Voldemort. Is there going to be blood on this model?
no, nope.
Also, Captain Bearings asking, how does the brush on primer work with the DA100? Oh, that's a good video.
Probably nope. Stop it, Christopher.
Oh, that might be a good ad. Oh, whoa!
All right, Christopher.
I've got an idea. That's the little light bulb going off, chat. Ah. Uh-oh, I might have an ad idea. Boy, oh boy. Gosu, yeah, Jordan doubting the DA 100 hurts my feelings. Me too. Straight to the core. Jordan's got these little toothpick sniper jabs he gives me every once in a while when I'm not looking. He's like, pew! You know, he'll like take a little like metal straw and toothpick and just like dart me in the middle of the hallway. Or
I've
something.
never done that
And
once in my
those are with his
entire life.
words, not like physical.
Christopher,
like,
when have I
he
ever
always
done
just got to
that?
like take me down like just a tiny toothpick of a peg.
Prove
if
it.
you know what I'm saying.
Prove it, Christopher.
Put it on the whiteboard, but put it all over the whiteboard. That's a great idea, gameplay. Oh my gosh. Hey, are you tired of not having a good brush on primer? Well, let's show you this example. With our new brush on primer, you will get amazing coverage every time for your model. For example, take your DA100 out. Slabs on the table.
Rocks on your models not included.
And I want you to... Oh no, chat. This might have just got even bigger. I could reprime my Gargants with the brush on primer with the DA100.
Note to self: brush on primer will not remove real life rocks super glued to plastic miniatures.
Are you tired of not having a brush on primer? Introducing brush on primer. There you go. Can't use that one. Dang, the channel went 18 plus. Introducing the new Monument Hobbies brush on primer. It's the best primer in town. That's what Chris was talking about. Rocks not included.
Rocks not included.
I'll give that like huge disclaimer list, like talking really fast. Rocks not included. I know, Pop Chicken, I did not. Introducing the Krabby Patty secret formula. I do love that actor though. He's so funny. Chat, you only get a couple of these. What are you doing? You can't. I won't do it.
Christopher is turning into what Christopher turns into the best.
I don't know what you're talking about. The entire bottle of brush-on primer for each day. Oh my gosh, this is a great ad. Okay, well,
Chat, stop giving him ideas.
chat.
You're all gonna find out what happens when Christopher gets what he wants.
Can't do that, little Billy. It's too loud. I don't want to be too loud for baby Jay.
Yeah, I'm trying to do delicate work over here, guys.
Yeah, this is what happens when Jason's not here. Hey, we get work done when Jason's not here. We are getting great work done, actually. We had demos. We have painting Kamar Jinn.
I'm going to be honest, this model is remarkably far along considering
For
how
me.
many demos that we've done.
That's
and
true.
how much garbage
Chris is
has
making.
come out of Chris's
I
mouth
know.
over
doing
the
great
course of the
work.
last 4 hours that we've been streaming. He's doing it again, chat.
The Quickster, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Freaking love that. I watched too much SpongeBob when I was a kid. Oh, here's a great question. I really found out the glaze. I really found out to glaze and blend colors when I'm painting spirit, souls, and ghosts. Can you give me a tip? Should I start from the darker parts to the lighter parts?
Found out to glaze and blend colors when I am painting spirit, souls, and ghosts. Can you give me a tip? Should I start from the darker parts to the lighter? You know, you can go either way. There's not necessarily like a right or wrong when it comes to picking dark to light or light to dark. I find for my process that I like going dark to light. I think this is mostly because of, you know, how my brain works when I'm doing OSL effects. But I like to go dark to light.
Nice. Thank you, Jordan.
What? Did I just like randomly shut off in the middle of what I was talking about?
No, I did a little bit.
Oh, okay. Hey! I'm
Chat.
getting.
Okay, so chat.
I'm getting the line.
I gotta come clean here. So, Jordan, aka Baby J, aka Adult J Cabana, aka Serious Jordan, Serious J, J Serious. Oh, I love that. J Serious. That's it, chat. There it is. J Serious.
Winner of the day.
That's the one. J Serious has this little light, right? That I turn on every time I need to center him up, because I have, you know, the blessing of having the two cameras is that, you know, we used to have is that I had one specifically for Baby J, but now I have one universal mainly for, you know, Jordan, mainly for Jason because he's painting here mostly. So I have to remind Baby J to center up. And I have this little button, then I click that flashes a light. it's just, add Chef J to that list. Yeah, coming clean. I did not narrate SpongeBob. No, I did not do that. I am not flashing Baby J in that way. Just to clarify, Captain Manrings, it is the light flashing, not me flashing, and that is written. Can you give us an example for which situations we have to dry brush using paint washes or soft brush? Like, all right, Voldemort, you want an example of when to dry brush?
You want to repeat the question for me?
Yeah.
Chris?
Can you give examples for which situations we have to dry brush, use paint washes or soft brush? Okay, so yeah, you want a dry. Like, when would you use a dry brush? That's essentially what it is.
I mean, I think that
When do you use dry brush, Jordan?
this is kind of a broad question. So, let me see if I can kind of give you a good answer. Because there's two ways that I'm going to answer this. I'm going to give you kind of a non-answer.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to give you an answer. So I'm going to start by not answering you, and then I'm going to answer you afterwards.
Okay.
The non-answer is largely it's kind of up to your discretion, right?
Okay.
If you feel like it is the right technique to use on the model that you are painting, you should do it. Or try it. Experiment. Don't be afraid of trying things out. Now that I've given you the non-answer, let me give you a like more concrete, like actually give you kind of an idea of when you might want to do it, right? So, anything that has raised, like good, relatively sharp raised detail, will accept a dry brush particularly well. Especially if it's not super raised, right? So for example, like dry brushing in here is like not a great idea because it's going to be kind of hard to get your brush in here to get a good dry brush on it, right? Another good example would be like dry brushing the back part of this head. Not a great idea. It's got the arm in the way, right? But something like, this gun, it's got nice pronounced detail. It's not super, like nothing's sticking out in front of it. Nothing's sticking like up off of it. It's a good, what just happened?
Huh? What was that?
That light went out.
What light?
Christopher.
Huh? Oh my goodness. Oh, it might be the, oh, that's interesting. What in the dark chat? Oh. Okay, keep going.
It's got
it's so moody.
It's got that.
It's got that moody.
Chris can't even keep the lights on.
Guess what? Check this out. I have an emergency light. I have an emergency light.
Now it's time for Baby J After Dark. Little Billy, Chris, do your job.
Well, no, they have been messing with the electrics.
Yeah, the electrics.
Yeah,
They've been messing with the electrics.
Hey, don't mock me. Check this out. Chat, you thought I wasn't prepared.
You mean the electrician's been messing with the wiring? And as a result, we might be having some issues with some of our electricity going to certain parts of our building?
Probably.
Yeah, there you go. That's a more appropriate way to construct that sentence in English.
Sorry, I have to go into... Oh, it's also 4?
It's also 3:59.
Good timing.
But yeah, so like things like that are really great opportunities. Fur's generally very good for dry brushing as well. Cloth, things like that. If you do a really nice soft dry brush, it's a great opportunity for it. Try doing some experimentation on your own. Try a couple of different things that you might not have thought you could dry brush very well and see how it goes.
Nice. Cool.
There we go. Now, while Christopher is imminently triaging things in his brain, I am going to do an outro. So, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We've done quite a bit of wonderful painting on this here Kamar Jinn. We've got a whole bunch of links that Christopher is very briskly typing out here for you. We've got the store link where you can find all the fantastic paints that we have just released this week. We have our brush on primer, both our white and our black. We have our matte varnish, as well as all 3 of the Age of Honor models that are available now. And then also check out the FLGS link. You can find local game stores near you where you can purchase all of the products that we make here at Monument Hobbies. I will tell you those new products that just released are probably not available in those stores quite yet, but shall be available to those retailers very soon. We love you, Baby J, and you too, Chris. I'm lying. Thank you, little Billy. And then check out the Discord link. We've got tons of amazing artists on the Discord. Great place to hang out and learn more stuff about hobby nerd stuff. And then our YouTube, which is the penultimate place for your hobby content. Tutorials, streams, leftover live streams that you missed, other tutorials, Christopher's face on camera, not at all. YouTube, the best place to find your Monument Hobbies goodness. And then also that random link that Christopher just put up there to all the new things that you can buy. So don't forget to buy them. Bye, everyone. Don't forget, we're going to raid into somebody. And don't forget, we stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Have a great night. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll be back here for tomorrow and Friday. See you tomorrow.